Kamil Idris says we communicate calmly with neighbors. Respecting our sovereignty is a must. Colombia expresses deep concerns over the mercenaries' dilemma. Famine in Gaza City is a failure on humanity, UN chief says. Hello and welcome. Prime Minister Dr. Kamil Idris says the world today is bound together by permanent interest rather than permanent friends or enemies. In an interview with the Sudan News Agency and national television, he stressed that in these exceptional circumstances, the government is focusing on citizens at home and on national recovery from the existential war imposed on Sudan. He underlined the importance of engaging with the outside world based on principle of mutual respect and sovereignty. The Prime Minister affirmed that the victory belongs to the armed force and to Sudan as a whole, adding that the war is nearing its end. The United Nations Human Rights Office says the Rapid Support Force killed at least 89 civilians in brutal attacks over 10 days in the besieged city of Al-Fashir, North Darfur, with many victims apparently targeted for their ethnicity. Spokesperson Jeremy Lawrence warned that the actual death toll is likely higher, citing serious violations of international humanitarian law. The UN documented 32 killings between August 16 and 20 following an earlier attack on August 11 that left at least 57 dead. The agency said it was particularly horrified that 16 of the recent victims were executed similarly. Sudan's permanent representative in Geneva, Ambassador Hassan Hamid, has presented video evidence to Colombian counterpart Ambassador Gustave Gallon showing the involvement of mercenaries in recent attacks of Al-Fashir. The briefing also included a letter from Sudan's Prime Minister to Colombian government. Ambassador Gallon expressed deep concerns over the issue, noting that many of the mercenaries are outlaws or former members of armed groups that once fought against his government. The Colombian side delivered an official memorandum to Sudan, stressing the importance it attached to the matter and confirming that its embassy in Cairo is closely monitoring the developments. The governor of North Darfur, Al-Hafiz Bakhit Muhammad, said militia force launched a furious attack on Al-Fashir on Friday from several fronts, with the participation of Al-Hilu rebel fighters and mercenaries of various nationalities, including Colombians and South Sudanese. He confirmed that the 6th Infantry Division, supported by Joint Force, successfully repelled the assault. The governor congratulated the armed force and allied units on what he described as major victories. The armed force earlier announced they had repelled the attack, inflicting heavy losses in both lives and equipment on the attackers. The Resistance Committee of Al-Fashir in North Darfur announced that the city has regained control of the initiative aimed at recent development on the ground. They confirmed that the Sudanese Armed Force and their supporting units have imposed full control over Al-Fashir Airport. In a statement on their official Facebook page, the committee denied reports circulating about Rapid Support Force seizing the airport, stressing that such claims are not based on field-related realities and that the airport remains entirely under the authority of the regular force. Khartoum State Governor Ahmed Osman praised the sacrifices of the Ansar al-Sunnah group and its support of the Dignity War and the Return to Khartoum program, Speaking during Friday prayer at the newly integrated Ansar al-Sunnah al-Muhammadiyya Mosque in Al-Sajjana, the governor highlighted the ongoing efforts of the State Security Affairs Committee to develop plans to confront all threats, including foreign presence, informal housing, and drugs. He further noted that service restoration has reached near full operational capacity at all Nile stations, and work is underway to extend electricity to neighborhoods across the state in preparation for the return of citizens. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has described the confirmed famine in Gaza City and surrounding areas as a failure of humanity. He said the crisis is a man-made disaster following a UN-backed report that raised part of Gaza to Phase 5 food insecurity, the highest and most severe level. According to the integrated food security phase classification, more than 500,000 people in Gaza are facing catastrophes, conditions marked by starvation and death. Israel, however, rejected the findings, dismissing the report as an utter lies and denying the starvation exists in the territory. France has assumed or summoned the Italian ambassador after comments by Italy's Deputy Prime Minister Matteo Salvini targeting President Emmanuel Macron's call for deploying European soldiers in Ukraine after any settlement with Russia. Speaking to reporters this week, Salvini dismissed Macron's suggestion using a Milanese dialect phrase meaning get lost, and added, you go there if you want to. Put your helmet on, your jacket, your rifle, and go to Ukraine. Salvini, leader of the right-wing League Party and Italy transport minister, has been a frequent critic of Macron, particularly over the war in Ukraine. This was your today's news by Sniper TV. Thank you for watching. Until next time, goodbye.